get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps. Gotta get you by the goosebumps, gotcha. They're gonna get you by the goosebumps, goosebumps.
Hello and welcome to the final Drunken Book Club of the year. I'm your host, Christopher, the new toy under the tree, Rupel, and joining me today is...
your parents' weird sibling, Sam.
And this time around, we read the Goosebumps short story, Attack of the Christmas Presents. You know, I wanted something to go with, the Christmas time, because this episode's coming out a little bit before Christmas, and there's literally a whole book, a whole 10 stories in and around Christmas from Goosebumps, and it's like, hey, we've only done one of these one time, let's do another one. This one was chosen because I didn't want to do the other one I chose originally. I originally chose Santa's Helpers, but I don't know, Attack of the Christmas Present sounded more interesting to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not like I've said before, I'm not super familiar with these short stories. I'm only really familiar with Holly Jolly Holiday, because that one's kind of a flippin' classic. So Sam, before we get too far into this one, what was your first impression? What did you think this one was going to be about?
One of those Christmas present attacks, kind of, it felt very kind of by the numbers in that sense.
Yeah.
It's Goosebumps, like...
Yeah, I was about to say, it's what I literally said was, it's going to be about a killer toy that fucks up Christmas, like a Furby or firecrackers from an uncle.
Me hungry.
Here's the firecracker.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's still sentient!
More.
Be-da-da-do. Be-da-da-do. Da-da-oh.
I'm sad I got rid of my Furby.
It was not necessary. That thing was gross.
I know, but it was mine.
It was gross, but it was mine. And she looks at me.
Like every parent.
Yeah,
with their
at me.
child. It was gross, but it was mine.
Yeah, they said that about you, alright.
Said it about you, too.
No, my mommy loved me.
She also said that about you, though, too.
No, how much you want to bet?
She's called you Cochino.
So?
Just saying, she's called you.
She calls me a lot of things. A lot of mean things in Spanish that I don't quite understand. Like pinche cabrón. What could that mean? I don't know.
No one tell him.
I know what it means.
I know you know what it means. I just want to make that joke of keep you guessing.
Okay, Chichiwanga.
Don't call me what you called the dog.
What my mom called the dog.
You also called Lisa.
Yeah, because my mom called Lisa that.
Saggy tit dog.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Okay. And Sam, did we pregame on anything?
No.
Because fuck CVS. So, originally we were going to have the guys on for this one, but they had to leave pretty quickly because Sam was a little postponed with something. But she picked up some milk so I could make the homemade hot cocoa, kind of like what I did with last week's episode. And unfortunately, unbeknownst to me and unbeknownst to Sam, she somehow got soured milk, and it was so fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Like, we were both, like, sipping on the hot cocoa, and it's like, something tastes off, and I'm like, hey, wait, let me smell the container real quick. And, like, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is sour milk. That's why it tastes like this. It tastes sour and nasty.
Yeah, and you can't, no amount of chocolate can fix that.
No, there really is nothing.
And I literally had just got it from the store,
it's, like,
10 minutes.
You know what's weird is, like, I should have known from the start, because when I opened it, it was bubbling. But I was like just thinking, oh, maybe it was because Sam was shaking it up, trying to get the door.
Got to shake up in the way.
And that's what it was bubbling over. But no, it was bubbly because it was bad or something. I don't know.
I mean, at least we didn't have that much though. So
yeah, I'll still probably have the shits. Sadly,
sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault.
Fuck you, CVS.
Yep. Fuck you, CVS. Let's get into this story. Uncle Billy, a globe-trotting eccentric, always brings his nephews Jack and Jack's older brother Doug the greatest Christmas presents. When Uncle Billy comes to visit this year, Jack is disappointed when he receives a decorative wooden mask, but Jack's brother receives a cool miniature robot named Robot Tag from Japan. Robo-san.
Robototag.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
Robot-tagu? It turns out that neither brother is fully happy with their gift, so they agree to trade. That night, the protagonist falls asleep after playing with Robot Tag. He is awoken by a shuffling noise from somewhere in his room.
Uncle Billy.
The protagonist looks around and he finds that Roboto Tagu is approaching the foot of his bed. The protagonist runs away in a panic, Jack asks his brother for help, but his brother assumes that Jack is trying to trade gifts again.
He's like, no, fuck off.
Which Doug doesn't want to do. Jack goes back to his room, picks up Robot Tag, and throws a toy into his closet. Much
like a Furby.
Like many other things that have gone in that closet.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do
The
with all the
next day,
seamen?
the protagonist goes to a friend's house. When he returns, he finds Robot Tag standing in his doorway.
Menacingly.
The small robot begins lumbering towards him. Quickly, the protagonist retrieves a hockey stick from his room, which he intends to defend himself with. The robot grabs the stick, breaks it, and keeps walking forward. Robot Tag chases Jack downstairs. Jack trips and falls, and Robot Tag catches up to him. Jack feels a soft slap on his shoulder. The robot tags Jack and declares, "You're it." You know what? Because I didn't write this description. This is from the Goosebumps wiki because I was too lazy to write one, even though I could have probably easily done that today. But I feel like it neglected to say that he had spikes around his neck, Robot Tag.
Yeah.
That span around really quick like a freaking saw, and he broke into a room with that.
Yeah, and again, he breaks the hockey stick, very easily.
Yeah, this story, I feel like this description of the story does not really explain the fear of Robot Tag. Yeah. He's kind of intimidating looking. He has a bunch of spikes and stuff.
It sounded like he had a snarly face kind of thing.
Yeah. Sounds scary.
It sounds like one, if it was chasing me down, I'd be a little scared.
It's an Evangelion.
Except it's this tall. It's like a G.I. Joe size.
It's an Evangelion toy.
It's a good guy.
It's a good guy.
God, I just thought of that.
He's a good guy. Tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. So Sam, do you have any notes about this story? Anything that may have popped up when you were reading it today? The 5 minutes it took you to read? Because this is a quick one.
Yeah, it was a quick one.
This one's a breeze.
I don't really have that many notes other than, I weirdly felt bad for Uncle Billy when they traded stuff.
Well, Billy was gone by that point.
I know, but I'm still I get when a kid, if you want to trade it.
Yeah.
But I'm also I get it as an adult when you get something specific for a kid.
Yeah.
And they're ew.
I mean, for what it's worth, those...
They are weird-ass toys.
The Robot Tag, at least... Yeah, I could understand... That one I would have given to the little brother. Yeah. Not the older brother, which is what's weird. And then, what's it called? The mask, I feel like... I hate to say it, Doug's kind of interesting, and he probably likes weird stuff like that.
Fair.
Doug feels like Ed Gein. Thinking very meticulously about the Trekkers game. So it takes forever. Yeah, he always wins. Maybe it's because he takes his time.
Yeah, I was gonna
Billy.
say, when he was he always wins though. I'm because he probably thinks about his moves versus you just doing whatever.
Yeah. Well, here are some of my notes. He got a game called Troll's Bane. That's either the best game no one knows about or the biggest pile of crap ever. There is no in between.
No, you're right. That's kind of what I thought. I was it's either going to be that thing where 20 years later there's going to be a YouTube video of how everyone should have played this game.
Guys, we slept on Troll's Bane.
Or it's going to be a Folding Ideas. This is weirdly emblematic of
it's either AVGM does a review or someone else does. It's ass. Troll's Bane, more like Troll's Bass.
And then he shits on it.
I think Doug might be special, is a note I made. I don't know, he might be on the spectrum.
Maybe, or it's either that or Jack. Well, my thought is Jack is ADHD.
Yeah.
And then Doug is autistic.
Yeah. Spectrum.
Because Jack has he's a kid. Well, part of it's he's a kid, but he's also I just want to do this. I just want to, just impulsive little...
Yeah, I don't think Jack's on the spectrum. I think Doug is, though.
But that's why I'm saying Jack is ADHD.
I don't think he is.
I think he is.
I don't think he is.
We'll agree to disagree.
There's not enough in there to make it stand out.
Yeah.
Because Doug, it makes sense, because he's just so slow with everything.
Well, it could also be just he's a kid, so everything seems slow.
Yeah. No, everyone agrees. Doug got an Evangelion toy for Christmas before it was cool. Was one of my notes. Which, yes, it could have been an Evangelion toy, technically, because Evangelion came out in 96 and this book came out in 97.
See, all I can think of is, an Evangelion toy would not just tag you and go, "You're it."
Yeah.
Be horrifying.
You're God. Tumbling down, tumbling down. Our boy gets himself a Walkman and some CDs. Here are some of the popular albums from 1997. Sam, stop me if you've heard any of these. Tragic Kingdom from No Doubt. That's their first big one.
Okay, so I'm guessing probably I'm Just a Girl, Don't Speak.
Yep.
A lot of good songs
on there. All the big ones. That's the first big album right there. That one's so good. Life After Death from Notorious B.I.G. Ain't that right, Sam? I wrote this list thinking there would be people who'd be into rap as much as I am in this room, so I put that one on there.
I was going to say, because again, like with Weezer.
Yeah. Because I actually listened to that album for the first time recently, like all the way through, and I'm like, this is a really good album. Like, I've never been a big B.I.G. fan. Like, I knew, what's it called? Like, the big hits, but not, like, album-wise.
Gotcha.
Spice from the Spice Girls. Sam can atone to that.
I was not a big Spice Girls fan.
Yes, you are. Dance, Sam, dance.
My cousin was.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get into it, but it was like, the movie was PG-13 and my mom said no.
It's because there's naked nudity in it. Male nudity. They said there would be nudity in the movie, and at the end there's guy butts.
Beautiful.
The Men in Black, the album. Fantastic album. You know, here comes the Man in Black.
Nice. Reload
by Metallica, one of the really bad album. Really bad album, but I had to put it on there because it was one of the best-selling albums of that year. And after this point, it's just albums that I wanted to put in there because they're good albums. Like Homework by Daft Punk, their first big album. Fantastic. Around the world, around the world. That's a good one on there. Blur by Blur. That's the one with song number 2. Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah, I have to do that part. Let's Face It by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. That's the impression that I get, at least. The Selena soundtrack. Yet again, I was hoping there'd be some Hispanics in here with me, so we could be like, Salinas!
All I remember, sorry, that just made me think of the person that killed, the lady that killed her is getting out of prison. Is it this year? What, did she get out this year?
I don't know.
But a lot of people were like, what can I as a white ally do to support my Hispanic friends that are going to go beat the shit out of her?
Songs in the Key of Springfield. I think that was the first of many, just them releasing all their songs on a CD. Yes. I have it. Really good. American Psycho by Misfits. That was their first relaunch into more heavy metal sound without Glenn Danzig in there, being all buff and weird. The Color and the Shape by Foo Fighters. That's the one with Everlong and other songs like that. Everlong. That's the song, right?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
There we go. No. Batman and Robin soundtrack. You can't tell me that's a bad album, Sam.
I haven't listened to it.
So just look up Batman and Robin soundtrack. I need to know what songs are on there. I'm pretty sure that's a good album. Pretty sure that's the one with the Smashing Pumpkins song on it. That's really good. And then they use the remix version for the Watchmen soundtrack.
So it's got The End is the Beginning is the End. The Smashing Pumpkins.
Pumpkins? But yeah, that's the song that the what's it called, the other version they used for the Watchmen sound. Go ahead and say some more.
Look Into My Bone, DJ Eyes.
I don't know that one.
Gotham City by The Creep R. Kelly.
I had to be like, no to R. Kelly and no to Puff Daddy this year as well.
Fair. House on Fire from Arcarna.
I don't know. Okay, maybe this was not a good album.
Revolution by R.E.M.
I think I was thinking of the what's it called, the Batman Forever soundtrack with
Foolish Games by Jewel from Jewel.
I think I know where that part's used. I think it's used when Batgirl is like exercising by herself.
Lazy Eye by Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, we're done. Spawn, the album from that one had some cool ones, actually, the Spawn album, because it had what's called like different artists kind of pairing up with each other, like rap artists and metal artists mixing together, doing some cool songs.
Nice.
Floored by Sugar Ray, someone with all their hits.
Okay.
I just wanna fly. Come on and love me, baby. That one, yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, my favorite album from 1997, The Mollusk by Ween. That is the album that inspired, what's it called? SpongeBob. SpongeBob creator John Dilworth. Steven Hillenburg, there we go. He said he was very much inspired by this album when making SpongeBob. And if you listen to it, you can definitely... Yes. I mean, there's some songs that you'd be like, okay, I don't think so. But that first track feels like a SpongeBob song. And then it also has the classic song Ocean Man that everybody knows and loves. Not the best song on the album, but a really good song.
You said this was 97, right?
Yeah.
There is one album that I would be really interested.
What?
Nimrod, Green Day.
Oh, I didn't see that on the list. It didn't appear on my list.
Released on October 14th, 1997.
I think I gave up by October. Because I was just scrolling through and trying to find as many as I could.
It has your least favorite Green Day song on it.
Yes, I know.
But it also has one of my favorites of King for a Day.
All right. Okay, so Sam, what do you think inspired the Stein on this one?
I actually have a theory.
Okay.
The Nutcracker.
Oh!
An eccentric uncle giving a toy that does what it wasn't expected to do.
Yeah, okay.
So that is my...
I think there is actually a Nutcracker-inspired story in this one, but you know what? Yeah, no, I get what you're coming from. Yeah.
I was going to say, it wasn't a deep thought, but I'm like, wait a minute, Christmas present?
There's our, there's our classic literature corner for this one. We haven't gone there in a while.
Not even literature? Is it just the ballet?
No, Nutcracker's I'm pretty sure it was a story. Look it up. While I talk about what really inspired the Stein. A paycheck. To finish it all, and he glanced at a copy of Night of the Living Dummy, or thought of Mr. Teddy, or any of the other Goosebumps with living toy/object stories. That's what I honestly think inspired R.L. Stein. I
think that's probably more likely, because...
I like yours more than mine, but mine's the funny one. Yours is actually a really kind of cool one.
The plot is an adaptation of Alexandre Dumas' 1844 short story, The Nutcracker.
See,
it's a retelling of 1816 short story, Nutcracker and the Mouse King.
Yes. See, I thought it was literature.
But yeah, what we most well know it for is the
ballet.
Ballet.
And like also the amazing 2010 3D movie that everyone loved and was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember anything from it.
I remember the Andy Warhol Rat King.
I remember things from watching the movie, but not from the movie itself.
Yes. There was a rap scene, I think, with the little drummer boy.
I want to say you're right. I can't tell you.
Folks at home, if you've seen this one, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't fall asleep, good for you. One
that I weirdly want to see, just because people have been like weirdly mentioning it a lot, is the Barbie one.
I've heard good things. I
remember watching it, but I was a child.
Yeah, you were a child, so you just enjoyed it for being a child.
I was like, it's Barbie!
Yeah. It's Barbie!
It's Barbie!
Yeah, that's how you sound. You're like, chic slay, queen. Queen,
Mom,
don't cry.
Barbie. I need to see Barbie.
And your mom was like, Queen, don't cry. And punched you in the face.
And then I cried, and she was like, Queen, don't cry.
Yeah. Oh.
That's so dumb.
So dumb, but it's funny. All right, time for some random questions. Sam, do you have any random questions?
Did you ever have an aunt or uncle that gave you weird gifts?
That was one. That's my first one, actually. Mine was cool gifts, actually. But we can start off with the weird gifts. Honestly, no. My aunts and on my mom's side, I'm unfortunately not very close with those aunts and uncles, except for my aunt Becky, God rest her soul. But she gave me normal stuff. She gave me literally most of all the Harry Potter books I own are from her, because she worked at a bookstore she worked at the U of A bookstore. So every year there was a new Harry Potter book, she would usually 9 times out of 10 that would be my Christmas present.
Nice.
I tried reading Half-Blood Prince without reading the previous ones and was so fucking confused.
I mean, that makes sense considering.
It starts off like, I'm like, who are you people?
The first chapter is literally the Prime Minister of Britain being lore dumped on by the Minister of Magic.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Honestly,
I was literally reading it outside, chilling with my dog Wilson, and being like, what the fuck is going on? And I never picked it up again.
I was gonna say, yeah, they would not be the one to start on.
No. And I don't know why I even started on that one. All the other movies hadn't come out yet. I think at that point... I think Chamber of Secrets may have come out by that point, maybe? No, it was further along than that.
I guess I wanted to say at least Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner, I think, was at least out by that point. But yeah, I didn't, and on my dad's side, they gave me just normal presents, One, I'll say it in the cool spot, but yeah, I don't have any. You have weird gifts for an ad.
So, I was the youngest girl of the family, so a lot of the... oh, you're a girl, let us put all the girly expectations on you.
Girly.
Because they could no longer give all the cute girly stuff to my other cousins that were old enough to have basically personalities beyond just girl.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I did as a kid, they're aunts and uncles, they didn't really care about that.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of, girly stuff. My favorite thing was when I was, 15.
I love this one.
They gave me a set of, no, I want to say I was 16, because I was almost an adult.
You were, what's it called, an older teen.
And they gave me this little set of lip gloss that was definitely from a Claire's.
Yeah.
It was a cute little thing. It's one of those, as a 10-year-old, I probably would have been like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But as a 16-year-old, I'm like, thanks, Aunt Chris. And I never used it because it was just yeah.
Yeah, it's lip gloss. You don't wear lip gloss.
Yeah.
What about cool presents, though? Did you ever have an aunt or uncle who gave cool presents?
conversely, on that same side, I can't remember if it was Eric that made it possible, or if it was just Aunt Chris and Uncle Ernie being able to, but they were the ones that were able to get me a Wii.
That's cool.
I think like it was one of those my parents paid for it, but they helped get their hands on it for me. So
that's really cool.
So that was cool.
I've never had anything that cool, but I do remember... Well, I don't remember which aunt or uncle gave it to me, but I had Dragon Ball Z socks that were really cool.
Neat.
Like, they were... They were the most generic looking. It was just Goku standing with his arms on his hips, but they were like they were slipper socks because at the bottom they had the little grippies, and they were just the they were the Dragon Balls, but it was only 1 stars. So, but they're really cool. I liked wearing them because it was like, one, they were warm, which I run very hot. Sam knows this. Even as a kid, I always ran hot. I hated wearing shoes as a kid. But, like, I still like to wear them because I was like, oh, cool, Goku, I like that guy. I don't know much about this show, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Doug, one year, gave everybody a pack of Pokemon cards, and then tried making, if we wanted another pack, we'd have to pay him. Classic Doug.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that is the most Doug thing.
Yeah. It was cool of him to give us all a pack. And
everybody gets one.
Yeah, everybody got one. And then, if you wanted more, give him money. Mom, Dad, can I have $1? Yeah, that was very Doug. And then years later, during a Christmas thing, he found those cards and was like, I don't know what to do with these, and he gave them to us. And I'm like looking back now, he could have sold those for a pretty penny, actually. Because they're second edition fossil ones. And I think a pack of those runs for like $200 unopened.
Yeah, but now that they're open, they're not.
Oh, duh.
But unopened, yeah, they're stupid expensive.
Yeah, that was a cool one, and I don't really remember any other cool presents, really. I mean, honestly, yeah, getting the Harry Potter books was cool, but I never read them. Like, I think that one was definitely more along the lines of, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Why didn't she get me some Goosebumps? Come on.
Hey, she still got you books, though.
Yeah, I know. At that point, I don't think Goosebumps were even coming out at that point. And I probably wouldn't have won them. Because if it were... Because she got me the first book... The 4th book, because I know I had Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, I had those 3 for some reason. I had the first one, and then the 3rd or 4th and 5th book.
I think we got a 3-pack of some of the books from, like, Costco. I don't know why, but I feel like we did.
I could believe it. You guys go to Costco.
Because we had, like, the paperback for the first 3, and then we had the hardcover Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. Well, they didn't start doing the hardcover until Goblet of Fire.
But I know we also weren't, like, super early on to the Harry Potter craze.
Yeah. Because my first, I had Sorcerer's Stone, and that one was a paper one. That was like when it first came out. Okay, when did you open gifts when you were a kid? I kind of wanted this one for everybody. I kind of wanted to hear when everyone else did, because I know when I was dating my previous girlfriend, their family would open stuff at midnight on Christmas Eve, which I thought was super weird. Growing up, because I was just like, what? No, you're supposed to wake up your parents at like 6 to open things and then go back to bed.
So my family did a thing where, I think it was with my grandpa, where they did Christmas Eve because he worked a lot of Christmases.
Yeah.
But then it became a tradition that basically would open some presents on Christmas Eve, and then would open some on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And I was gonna say, now it's just changed more back to just Christmas, but yeah, for the longest time we had the weird, almost 2 Christmases, for lack of a better term. Like, it felt like a divorced kid.
Yeah, that's definitely a divorced kid Christmas. It was just Christmas for us as well. Did you ever trade gifts with siblings? This is yet again another one I wish we had everyone else on.
I'm gonna say, because I didn't, because I was like...
Yeah, it was 10 years apart for you, 5 and 10 for me. I think, I remember at least trading one thing with Bub, I think, maybe. But I don't remember what's on my head, but
yeah, I obviously didn't, because, like, by the time I was, like, 12, she was married.
Yeah.
So we had very different wants and needs.
Yeah. What, you don't want to trade underwear with me? And final question. Did R.L. Stine write this? Sam, what do you think?
We kind of talked about this, but I feel like he did, partially just because of that ending.
Yeah. I am at like a 70% sure he did. There's a lot of ghost-written material at this point in time with Goosebumps stuff, but I can figure I feel like he probably at least wrote a couple of these of the Tales to Give You Goosebumps short stories. Like, yeah, I know a couple of them are ghost-written, but I think he wrote this one. This one has the most R.L. Stine kind of feel to it throughout. It feels very rushed as well, which feels very R.L. Stine as well.
Yeah.
And that ending feels very R.L. Stine.
Yeah, the ending was very much like a classic Goosebump.
Yeah. Like, I feel like if the only thing it's missing is a redheaded character,
But it's a short story, so I feel like it might have just been a...
Exactly. I feel like with short stories, you're allowed to not have a redhead.
Yeah. And my redheaded friend was like,
Hi, I'm Paul. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I'm at like a 70% sure he did, 30% probably not. Like, pretty high chance, I think.
That's fair.
I'm at a very high chance he did. I'm taking bets. All right, Sam. Now time for our book report. This is the final book report of the year. Make it special.
I don't know how to make it special.
Take off your shirt.
You shot me. I can't take off my shirt now. I'm bleeding out.
Now I get to.
Having fun there, Muscle Man?
Starla.
Mitch!
Starla.
Mitch!
My boobs are cold.
All I could think of was the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And the oozing liquid.
Oh, God.
Okay.
We're not talking about semen on this episode, Sam. That was the Treasure Island episode of Disney Movie Muses we recorded.
Okay, so I thought overall it was a nice little short story. It definitely feels back to like that time when I was a kid and the family member that you don't know that well gets you presents and you're like, okay, thanks. You obviously don't know me well either.
But what's it called? In the story, he gave really cool gifts before, though.
Yeah.
So it's not even really that.
I don't know, but it felt like, I don't know, I kind of got that feeling. I know that feeling, though.
Yeah, I get it.
Of kind of being disappointed in a gift, but you can't be an ass about it publicly, because,
Yeah.
Overall, it's just kind of okay. Like, it was a generic killer toy set up, so I'm gonna give it, like, 3 out of 5.
Fair enough. For being the final tale to give you goosebumps, this is nothing to cry home about, but it's a pretty fun tale that brings the bumps. It's a bit slow at the start, and the story itself isn't all that original. Arnold just really loves his living toy stories for some reason. But it's a fun one, and I really like Robot Tag, and how it will destroy everything in its way to get to you. That's an intimidating toy.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me... I like when the toy is actually a true threat. Like, this one is a real threat, and I'm so sad this story doesn't go deeper into that.
Yeah.
Like, I want more chase scenes with this toy. Like, come on. Like him, fucking choking him with his blanket, smothering him with the pillow.
And then tag.
You are it. Something like that. But it's not a perfect one, but it's a fun little ride. It is definitely a fun little carousel of progress. I give it 3 robots chasing you with a saw neck out of 5. And that's the year in Drunken Book Club. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for another year of fun, another year of travesties. I don't know what was the travesty. It was us going bi-weekly. And also, if you guys hate that we've gone bi-weekly, I'm tired. I need time to not read 2 books in a month. It's a lot.
He is the only one doing the editing and all that and taking notes, and so
it takes a lot out of me, but I do still love doing this, and that's why I'm willing to do bi-weekly for 2 different shows. I'm still releasing an episode a week with both shows, so hey, as long as you're listening to Drunken Book Club, you should also be checking out Disney Movie Muses. Yes, it's PG compared to this, but it's still our fun banter. It's filled with a ton of fun facts and trivia, especially about random Disney movies that you never thought were going to be any good, like Treasure Island or So Dear to My Heart.
That one really surprised me.
I know, right? But in the end, thank you so much for joining us. And make sure to join us on Patreon at patreon.com/drunkenbookclub. $1 a month gets you all the content. You get the rough draft of these episodes. You get to hear all the stupid things we're saying before and after I click what's called record on this shit, and all the dirty things we say, like this word, fuck.
All the semen jokes in Treasure Island.
Yep, all the semen jokes. I'm keeping most of them. Most of them in context aren't dirty.
No, there's just a lot of them there are some that are, though.
And just us laughing at the word semen. But yeah, for $1 a month, you get the rough draft. You also get our show notes for $1 a month as well, which are released along with the rough draft. But you can also join for free and get all the content a week later that isn't restricted by the dollar, like the rough drafts. So yeah, I was about to say bonus episodes every week. You get tons of fun stuff to look at that I post. I post titty pics of Weiss
when he's sleeping.
Yeah, I don't post pictures. But as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Hey, make sure to join us at DBC_pod on Twitter, Drunken Book Club and Blue Sky. I'm mostly using Blue Sky nowadays, but I do post on Twitter still. And hey, see y'all next year for Go Eat Worms. I need to make something with gummy worms.
Like a dirt pie.
Yeah.
Oh, those are always good too, and just in that round.
Yeah.
Have yourself a merry, merry Christmas. Have yourself a good time. But remember the kids who got nothing while you're drinking down your wine. Father Christmas, give us some money. We got no time for your silly toys. Father Christmas, please hand it over. We'll beat you up, so don't make us annoyed.